Oh, haven't you heard? I'm drawing hands more realistically now. Also, disclaimer, if you're uncomfortable hearing stories involving needles, I suggest you sit this one out. Maybe check out my last month's video or my Twitter instead. Hey guys! Now, I'd like to think that I'm a pretty reasonable person when it comes to things I don't like. For example, I'm not a really big fan of touching spiders, but I am the type of person who carefully maneuvers one into a cup to let it outside if one is in my house. I personally think cilantro tastes like soap, but if you offer me a meal with some, I will gladly eat it because mama didn't raise no fool. Basically, if there's something I don't like, I'll try to put up with it because, hey, that's life. However, there are two exceptions to this rule: ketchup and needles. Now, the ketchup thing isn't that exciting, but long story short, I don't eat it on anything. Sure, if there's a bit in a meal and I don't recognize it's there, I'll eat it just fine. But other than that, I hate anything involving the consumption of ketchup. It's not even all that healthy for you anyways, so I'd like to think that this hatred is socially acceptable. Then there's needles. If you read the title of this video, hopefully you weren't expecting a whole story about me dying of ketchup poisoning, because if so, then, life is full of disappointments, I guess. Anyway, I have what I like to believe is a rational fear of needles. I don't like being stabbed, okay? Is that so crazy? So, a couple of days before my parents shipped me off to college, my mom noticed I needed to get another shot for something. My sister got a bad rash from running into something a few days before, and so my mom wanted to kill two birds with one stone and brought us both into the clinic. We went early in the morning, and since I wasn't expecting much more than a shot, I decided I'd save a celebratory breakfast for after the appointment. I took the shot like a champ. I mean, it hurt, but I've gotten to the point where I can stand them for the small amount of time they take. It only lasts like a second anyway, and I didn't even die. Then my mom asks the doctor if she could check my thyroid because my uncle had freaked her out a while ago about it possibly being swollen or something. So they're like, sure, we're just going to need to run some tests first. Which require blood. No, not sacrificial blood for a cult ritual. Well, actually, it very well could have been, and I wouldn't have known. But it had to be my blood regardless. Oh, okay, so they'll just prick my finger. That's a bit annoying, and it feels like 1,000 paper cuts rolled into one, but if it keeps me healthy... So I'm just going to check which arm is better for this procedure real quick, okay? What? No. I can take shoulder shots and I can even survive getting pricked in the finger, but I hate, and I mean hate, anything sharp coming even close to the inside of my elbow. Do you even know how sensitive that area is? Now, I've had my fair share of surgeries and a trip to the ER, more on that in a later video, so I know how it feels to get a needle stuck in my arm. But that doesn't make the experience any less terrifying. I've tried looking away, I've tried thinking that they're just popping a big pimple or something. Yes, I have yelled, "You're just popping a pimple!" hysterically while getting an IV once, but nothing really works for me. So I'm trying not to psych myself up too much this time, explaining that I'm left-handed so I would prefer for the nurse to use my right arm, but my mom sees how scared I am and she's like, "Liberty, calm down, it's just a needle." What? Really? I thought this was a spoon! Oh my gosh. I ended up laying down, listening to music, holding my mom's hand, and crying a little bit while it happened. My sister had to sit in the waiting room because her fear of needles is way worse than mine, and I feel kind of bad for her because of what happened next. So the nurse takes out the needle, packs up 3 measly vials of my blood, says I did a great job. Quick note, nurses deserve the world for what they have to put up with, honestly, and asks us to stay a little longer for my sister's prescription before we go. Even though it wasn't a lot, I've never had that much blood drawn at once before, so I sit up and I'm like, whoa. It's just from being so freaked out over the needle, I think to myself. A couple of minutes pass, and I realize I don't just feel queasy from having my blood drawn. I feel straight up sick. It feels like my soul is being sucked out of my body like a Slurpee, and I'm like, I'm gonna puke. Quick reminder that we're in the clinic in August, and that room is hot as heck by this point. I try to make a mad dash to the bathroom, and my vision immediately starts blurring into TV static. Again, gosh bless nurses. There is a special place in my heart for all of them. A group of about 3 of them saw me dragging myself against the wall and immediately were like, "Are you okay, sweetie?" Got me food and water and swept me into the closest room to lie down. All the color was drained from my face at this point, and I'd show you guys a picture, but I'd prefer my first face reveal to be a little less of a zombie. Anyway, by this point my sister's been waiting in the lobby for at least half an hour now, and one of the nurses finally brings her back in. Whoa, Liberty, are you okay? There I am with an ice pack, apple juice, and pack of graham crackers like...
I'm so pale.
You're on it.
I think it took another half an hour before we finally got out of there, and even then one of the nurses was like, "Are you sure you don't want to lie down?" Boy, I got Hallmark movies to catch up on. I gotta get home. Long story short, I'm not planning on donating blood anytime soon, or really doing anything involving drawing blood. I don't really want to black out again, you know? Contrary to popular belief, I'd prefer to stay fully conscious. Hopefully I won't need to draw blood in the near future, but if I ever do, I'm giving full ownership of this channel and its non-existent ad revenue to my plants back home. Also, quick update, after I wrote the script for this, I got diagnosed with a thyroid disorder. Guess who's going to have to get blood drawn every 6 months? Yay, please take care of my plants when I'm gone. If you like this video, be sure to let me know and subscribe for a new video every month. Also, if you want your fan art featured at the end of one of my videos, or if you just want to hang out outside of YouTube, click the link in the description. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Pizza out. Look at this beautiful hands.